Okay then. Cool. Should be going. Yes! We're going. Just want video. Cool. Okay, yes. Cool. Okay then, so this right here is DRL2p3. I might have a video coming out shortly about this, but this is the finished product. I constructed it mostly off screen, although I spent 2 hours on streaming, and that kind of takes a lot. And as you can see, it's mostly good right now. So the wedge is roughly where I would want it. And there's probably some internal arrangements I can do with like moving the battery to the back and moving the switch more biased towards one side to make room for that battery. Because that's like the main thing that's bulging. Bulging is the entire thing, although the controller, the receiver itself, does add a lot of that. But cool. Anyways, if I do a driving thing, then if I actually had to switch, I need to switch around some wires, so it's not perfect since I need to drive backwards for it to go forwards and forwards for it to go backwards. And that does make it controlling it a bit harder. But you can see it's working pretty well. And then if you flip it over, well, it's still on its wheels. I also got the wheel dimensions roughly correct for the top. Might need to cut it down, well, shrink the boxes a bit more, but it's roughly pretty good. Also, the ground clearance is atrocious on the other side, but I kind of don't care as long as it's good. As long as the front still slopes down, plus it does look pretty good on this side, even though it's made of a pizza box. And I can't really show this the best, but this is the previous version. It's a decent bit smaller, or although it is a bit less, it is theoretically the thing right here is a bit taller, so it's more steep as a wedge. It's not really a good way to show it, but yeah. And then I might need to go over and get it, but oh well. But then if I go along, take that, this box, it contains the previous version of DRL, kind of flipped around right now. Oh, but DRL1 is in this box, in this bag. Some of you guys might know that I participate in FRC. This is kind of like analogous to the bag and tag day. However, this thing's not going to be coming back to life for quite a little bit. But they're decently the same size. This thing's only just a little bit more long, since it's an inch longer theoretically, but you can definitely see that the difference in the wedges. Edges, I think I would need to put it more like this, is definitely more present. And then if I lower it a bit, the top of the wheels are the same, and then the back is roughly the same, but the wedge is so much. It basically removes this entire bit right here. It's coming apart. But this thing, funnily enough, either beats it or comes out on top depending on where it hits. But most, like, you can see if I just push it in there, then it either goes on top or underneath, and then that's mostly due to like this having a rounded lip, because this is just bent cardboard. On the bottom, it's the same story, but even here, and then I do want to attach like a metal plate. I can screw it in using these screws, and that's probably what I'm going to do. I just need to find the time to do that at some point, but Yeah, definitely 4 inches is definitely not big enough for the amount of electronics in here. It was big enough in this one because there's just so much height that you could have in here. Like, if you guys look at the Demise fight, the first one, it's definitely a lot worse than anything else. And it's also getting kind of annoying having to drive it like this, but... And then there's also that issue where it kind of just... The constant issue of having robots right up on top is an issue, but I'll see what I can do to fix it. But anyways, I'm not going to end this stream just yet. I am going to do that replacement with the wheels and stuff, and it did not turn off. I didn't push it in fully. Just going to run the wheels, switch the motors around, because I don't want to run it upside down. I want to run it on this side, or I'm actually going to be getting the metal plates on. I probably should label like which one of these wires is left, which one's right, which one goes to which motor, but just need to get like the bare minimum amount of time to do that, and then, well, that'll be that. From the original design, I haven't made any changes, I think. I did take off the little overhang lips on this side right over here. And I did cut down this a little bit since it was interfering with the wheels, and this ended up also being a bit shorter. Well, bigger, because I literally couldn't find out which things it went to. And of course we were keeping the Lego and the zip ties and everything else. It is a lot more of a compact chassis, but basically the plan is to basically take this battery, or like a battery, and then hopefully just like jam it in the side here. Although, as you can see right now, it doesn't fit. It would actually cause more interference. But basically all the electronics are currently biased towards this side. If I move this over here, then I might be able to slide the battery in like this, and then just route this wire around and to the side. But it's gonna be a close squeeze anyways, and oh well. And then this receiver is the other big thing. It's really the only other thing causing any trouble. And just currently trying to figure out wire management, because I don't want it getting caught in the wheels, but since it's so compact in here, I hope that the wheels just won't become a problem with dragging things out, which it hasn't in the past, but you never know. But current plan is just to like bias everything towards this side, and trying to have the battery something like this. This just not being screwed into. It's like right up against the wheel, effectively, which is not ideal, but it's what I'm going to try to do. And with this loose setup, it would fit better, but the wheel is touching, so I do need to find like a way to separate out the wheels from everything else. But yeah, if I just connect this back up again, then it should be good. Turn the radio back on. There's just a lot of wires everywhere. That is annoying. Why does it keep on doing that? I thought I disabled that. Well, so now if I move these screws out of the way, because I kind of don't have a lot of them, kind of looks like a flipping bot with the thing jammed open. Also, this kind of bends a bit, so that's kind of like where I got a lot of the attention for. But now if I screw this back together, then it should work still. I hope it would still keep working, but basically everything's always about the cables, and I don't want to cut like things on the battery because it's a battery. Kind of don't want to do that. Kind of like to keep the balance and everything the same, but oh well. I'm actually just waiting for dinner here. I have homework down here, but I just haven't done it. It's just writing. Nothing too severe. There is another thing I noticed, is that one of the main things supporting a lot of this is actually these zip ties. I think if I press down on here, you can just feel the zip ties, but oh well. And then right now, that basically if I press down on this wedge, it'll push some things back, and that should offer some better wedge stuff. So now it's more like that. And as it is right now, I don't want to keep the port sticking out like this, so I might switch to the mini switch, because there's no need to worry about a battery eliminator circuit, so I can just attach it directly to. And it also means I only have a small little hole for whatever the size Allen wrench I need is, and then yeah. Also, none of these screws are going to be present, so like even now it still isn't that great. I still can't write myself, so I'm going to try and figure out a solution for that, but and it's stayed on its side, so might need to worry about that in the future. Just gonna jam it down a bit. It still works. It can take a little bit of abuse, as it is right now. It's actually shorter than my keyboard mount right now. Okay then, I'm good. Not a very comfortable position. But this is a scale, so I'm just going to weigh it, right, as it is right now. So there is actually 2 more screws than usual, because I want to keep these inside things intact. So 4 1/4. I barely lost anything. I lost probably nothing, actually. Although it's balancing more on an 8. So 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Okay, it weighs 4 1/4 ounces. So that effectively means I have 3/4 for material that's like the carbon fiber Kevlar stuff, the metal plate, and then yeah. But I actually don't really know how much that will be in the end, but who knows. I have the rough footprint for this, so if I weigh this shell itself weighs 1.5 ounces, and this shell, which with this robot weighs roughly the same, weighs 1/2 ounce. Okay, so I might have enough, but this also has the metal plate on it. Ah boy, so I'm just hoping everything fits within weight. The big thing is that this didn't have a top cover, so I never really needed to worry about that. I just covered it up with duct tape, which I'm kind of hoping I don't have to do for this, but there is some improvements I could do, like cutting down these wheel mounts. Actually, it'll probably be best. Since you can see they poke out above top, those can be cut down a bit. Kind of want to get this thing to a weight where it's not really that heavy. And then if I take this chassis, which is the prototype chassis for DRL1, kind of coming apart here. It doesn't need these cardboard fins. This weighs 3/4 of an ounce. So this actually weighs more, but you also have to consider these flaps need to come off. And it's also a different material. So in the end, I just don't know how much it will weigh. Like this definitely feels like it weighs more than this, but it's all just down to preferences. I actually wonder how much screws weigh, but oh well. Huzzah! Anyways, I don't really have a reason to keep on streaming right now. So, like, I have a robot, so the robot's cool and all. Kind of really like the robot. But in the future, these will probably just serve as test chassis. For future, or even an ant weight. Because I am considering doing an ant weight still. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the gyro stuff. I don't know why I'm saying this. Yeah, I do still want to do an ant weight. A custom ant weight that's actually usable, because Sphere is not usable. But yeah, I like this robot. It's cool. But I might just have to use duct tape, like, pinched together to knock it off its sides, and that's just going to be it. But at least this thing actually fits within size requirements. It falls down sometimes. Sure spins faster than Sphera. Anyways, I'm going to end this and say, well, bye-bye.